Seven Dwarfs. Long ago, long ago, a queen sat sitting at a palace window, looking out at the white snow drifting against the black window frame. She pricked her finger and 3 drops of blood fell. If only I had a daughter with skin as white as snow, blood-red cheeks, and hair as black as the window frame, she sighed. I would call her Snow White. Before long, the queen's wish was granted. Everyone celebrated the birth of her baby daughter. And as the years passed, Snow White became more and more beautiful. But the happy times were not to last. Suddenly the good queen became ill and died. Within a year, Snow White's father had taken another wife, as hard-hearted as she was beautiful. The new queen was also very vain. Her greatest treasure was a magic mirror, and every day she asked it the same question. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? The answer from the magic mirror was always the same. In all the land 'tis thou, O Queen, thou art the fairest to be seen. Then one day the mirror gave a different answer. No maiden was more fair than thou, but Snow White is the fairest now. The queen flew into a terrible rage, screaming for a palace guard. Take Snow White into the forest, she stormed. Put her to death, then bring me back her heart. The guard was shocked. He knew he had to do as the queen said. But by the time he and Snow White reached the forest, he had made up his mind that he could never do such a wicked deed. He told her to She told her of the danger she was in. Run away as far as you can, he begged Snow White. So the queen will not find you. I'll take back a deer's heart and pretend it's yours. Poor Snow White. She would never have thought anyone could hate her so much. On and on she ran, strange shadows looming everywhere, and thorns and brambles seeming to reach out, clawing at her. How long she kept running, she hardly knew. It seemed like a dream when, quite suddenly, she came across a little cottage nestling in the very heart of the forest. Anyone at home? She called, stepping inside. How dusty and untidy it was in that little cottage. But Snow White was so glad to have somewhere to rest. She did not mind. She set to work, feeling much happier as she laid her fire ready to cook some broth. I wonder who lives here, she thought, dusting the 7 little chairs around the table. By the time she had washed 7 little plates, 7 mugs, 7 knives, spoons and forks, then made 7 little beds, Snow White was feeling very tired. She only meant to rest a little while. When she woke up, there were faces of the 7 dwarfs smiling at her. How pleased they had been to return to a warm, clean cottage and find a meal waiting for them, cooked by a pretty girl. As soon as they heard what had happened to her, the dwarf said she could stay with them. Snow White had not been so happy for a long time. She loved looking after the 7 dwarfs. Do not open the door to anybody while we are out, they told her. If ever the queen should Here, where you are, she will surely try to harm you again. Snow White knew this was true. At that very moment, the magic mirror was telling the queen in the seventh dwarf's cottage that Snow White lives now. She is, dear queen, still fairer than two. The queen went white with rage. Determined to put an end to Snow White, she disguised herself as an old peddler woman and put poison into the rarest apple she could find. With her magic powers, the queen soon found the cottage in the forest and tapped at the door. Lovely apples, she croaked as Snow White came to the window. Try one, my dear. Snow White did not want to hurt an old woman's feelings. One bite of the poisoned apple and she fell to the floor. Cackles of wild laughter from the wicked queen echoed all through the forest. The dwarfs were heartbroken when they found dear Snow White. Wanting to keep her with them for always, they put her in a crystal casket and set it down in her favorite part of the forest. As time passed, the story of the beautiful young princess asleep in a crystal casket began to spread. One day, a handsome young prince decided to discover the truth for himself. The moment he saw Snow White, he had to lean over and kiss her. Her eyelids fluttered as she looked into the face of the young prince. She knew she loved him as much as she had already loved her. Very soon, the dwarfs were invited to Snow White's wedding. Only the wicked queen did not join the celebrations. When she heard such news, when she got into such a temper that she disappeared in a puff of smoke. The end.